There is a question that almost every person asks at some point in life, especially during difficult moments. What should I do when everything feels like it is going against me and quitting seems easier than continuing? The truth is that this question has followed people for generations because struggle is a universal part of life. Some people stop when things get hard, while others keep moving even when they are tired, uncertain, and afraid. This is a story about a boy who refused to quit, and more importantly, it explains why some people develop that mindset and what lessons anyone can learn from it. The boy's name was Alex, and he grew up in a small town where opportunities were limited and expectations were simple. Most people around him believed that life would follow a predictable path, work, survive, and accept whatever happens. But Alex had a different curiosity. He constantly asked questions that many adults avoided. Why do some people succeed while others remain stuck? Why do some people give up early even when they have talent? And is success really about luck or something deeper? Alex was not the smartest student in school, and he was not naturally gifted in everything he tried. In fact, many times he struggled more than others. He failed tests, he made mistakes, and sometimes he felt embarrassed when people laughed at his attempts. This is something many viewers will understand because the fear of failure is one of the most powerful reasons people quit early. But something interesting happened during those moments. Instead of stopping, Alex became curious about why he failed and what he could improve. One day, a teacher told the class something that stayed in Alex's mind for years. The teacher said that most people misunderstand success. They think successful people always move forward smoothly, but the reality is that progress often looks messy, slow, and frustrating. This idea surprised Alex because it explained something important that many people secretly wonder about. If life is difficult right now, does it mean I am falling behind, or does it mean I am learning something valuable? Outside of school, Alex helped his family with small jobs and responsibilities. Life was not easy financially, and there were moments when he saw how stress affected the people around him. Watching this made him realize another truth about life that many people eventually discover. Hard times can either break your confidence or build your resilience, depending on how you respond. Some people become negative and lose belief in themselves, while others slowly develop a stronger mindset through experience. One evening, after a long day, Alex sat with his grandfather, who had lived through many difficult periods in life. Alex asked a question that millions of people ask quietly. How do you keep going when you feel tired of trying? His grandfather gave a very honest answer instead of a motivational speech. He said that most people imagine strength as something dramatic, but real strength is usually quiet and simple. It is the decision to wake up the next day and continue even when yesterday was disappointing. That conversation helped Alex understand something powerful. People who refuse to quit are not always confident or fearless. Many of them feel doubt just like everyone else. The difference is that they do not let that doubt control their decisions. They keep learning, adjusting, and moving even if progress is slow. Over time, this creates a huge difference in results. As the years passed, Alex faced many situations where quitting would have been the easiest option. There were times when opportunities disappeared, when people doubted him, and when results took longer than expected. This is another important truth people often want explained. Success rarely follows a perfect timeline. In reality, many achievements take far longer than people initially believe, and patience becomes one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. Alex also discovered something many people realize only later in life. The world rewards persistence more than people think. Not immediately, and not always in obvious ways, but over time, people who continue improving their skills, attitude, and effort tend to create more chances for themselves. This does not mean life becomes perfect, but it does mean that refusing to quit increases the probability of positive outcomes. There is another question that often comes up when people hear stories like this. What if someone feels lost and does not know where to start again? The honest answer is that starting small is usually the best approach. Many successful individuals rebuild their path by focusing on simple daily improvements rather than waiting for a huge breakthrough. Small progress repeated over time becomes powerful, even if it does not feel impressive at first. Alex's journey did not suddenly transform into instant success like a movie. Instead, something more realistic happened. He slowly built confidence through experience. Each challenge he survived made the next challenge easier to face. Each mistake became useful knowledge instead of something to fear. Over time, people who once doubted him started noticing his determination, and opportunities began appearing naturally because he was still trying when others had already stopped. One of the biggest lessons from Alex's story is something that many people secretly need to hear. Quitting often feels like relief in the moment, but persistence creates possibilities that quitting never allows. The future is unpredictable, and many of the opportunities that change people's lives appear after the period when they almost gave up. In the end, the boy who refused to quit did not become powerful because life was easy for him. He became strong because he learned how to move forward even when life was uncertain. And that is a truth that applies to anyone listening to this story right now. Your current struggle does not define your final outcome. What truly matters is whether you decide to continue, learn, and grow even when the path feels difficult. Sometimes the simple act of not quitting is the exact reason a person eventually finds success, stability, and a life they once thought was impossible.